need information about the law.
Being the #1 female in a mainly all-man world can be pretty tough. I can only imagine. Annie Duke is from the World Poker Circuit. You are the best female poker player in the world, and I'm thrilled that you are here. Thanks for coming in.
So I just want to say, like, best is probably a matter of opinion, but I'm the reigning national heads-up champion in poker, so.
Well, we can call you the best.
You can call me the best. That's fine. Since it's a matter of opinion, it can be your opinion. But I'm up there. I'm up there.
You are up there. You were on Celebrity Apprentice. A lot of people know you from that as well. You know, you've worked with a lot of celebrities, teaching them how to play poker.
That's
and
true.
You're in town to try to teach us how to be better entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah, actually, I've started recently talking to different business groups, whether it's YPO, which is Young Presidents Organizations for CEOs.
Sure.
There's also a group that's similar that's called EO, which is Entrepreneurs Organization. Last year I talked to the chapter in Portland, and I'm here today. Last night I talked in Columbus, and I'm here in Cincinnati today to talk to the chapter here about how strategic thinking that you learn from poker can apply to business.
All right, I gotta give me like the top 2 things that playing poker can help with being an entrepreneur.
Well, there's 2 things actually I'm going to talk about tonight. One has to do with this idea of sunk costs, that people make decisions based on things that have happened in the past, thinking that that matters going forward. So there's a really simple example that I give people. If you go into a grocery line, you know how you stop and you look at all the lines and you try to figure out which one you should get in and which one's going to move faster.
I always pick the wrong line.
But then once you're in the wrong line, you don't move, because you own the line, right? And your time is somehow valuable. You should actually move.
Get out.
And there's all sorts of
losses.
Yeah, exactly. Cut your losses. So in poker, people tend not to do that. They tend to sort of take money that they've already put into a pot into account. People do it in life too, with investments or relationships or whatever it might be. So I talk about how that's related.
All right. How did you like being on Celebrity Apprentice? Did you enjoy your time?
So I have very sort of mixed feelings about it.
I want to hear about this.
I enjoyed it because the sole reason why I went on, I had never watched Apprentice before I went on the show, was that I found out that there was this charity aspect to it. And I founded a charity called Anti-Up for Africa with Don Cheadle and a friend of ours named Norman Epstein. People know Don Cheadle from the movies, obviously. He's worked really closely with the crisis in Darfur. In fact, just wrote a book called The Enough Moment. And we've raised over $4 million for that cause. But so I knew that this would be a great platform to get sort of the word out on what was happening in Darfur, and I did that. I raised $730,000 for that cause just through Celebrity Apprentice. So I have to have good feelings because of that. However, I have to say that the interaction with Joan Rivers, maybe not so great for me. So I'm very ambivalent.
Yeah, you don't love Joan Rivers anymore, do you?
She doesn't love me. You know, it's not fun being called worse than Hitler when you're just trying to raise money for people who are experiencing genocide, which I thought was kind of ironic.
I know I have to wrap this up because they're telling me that I have to wrap this up, but I have to ask you, so it is a hard world that you live in as a woman.
Yes, it is.
So what would you say to other women out there right now who are in male-dominated fields or want to be?
Well, I would say just keep your eye on the goal. The reason why I never minded the sort of discrimination and sometimes outright abuse that I was experiencing at the poker table from the men that I was playing with back when I started was that I realized that my goal was to win. It wasn't to be liked. It wasn't to be necessarily treated well. And that wasn't really the point. And if they were going to be that emotionally involved in me there, they were probably going to make really bad decisions toward me, which was going to give me a big advantage. So I really just focused on the advantage and the fact that if I really wanted to get revenge on these men who were so chauvinistic, the best way to do that was to win and keep focused on my goal and not get all emotional about what was happening. So I would suggest that people take that into business as well.
I like that advice. I like that a lot. And where are you off to next after this? What's next?
After this, I'm actually heading to San Francisco, but then I'm going up to New Hampshire for a fundraiser to help raise money for Paul Hodes, who's running for Senate up there. So that's what I'm doing at the beginning of next week, and it's somewhere near Manchester, New Hampshire.
Well, Annie Duke, it's a pleasure to have you on. So thank you so much for coming in. We hope you have a good time in Cincinnati.
Thank you. I hope to.
Well, Tri-State Man is